So what we are discussing last class? Sorry? Methods topic, I hope completed, right? Yeah. Methods topic completed, yeah. Okay. Can you answer one question? So few questions try to answer so that we go to the next topic. Okay. First one. What is a method? A sequence of statement placed as a one block with a proper name and return type is a method. Okay. What are the points we need to consider to create a method? What are the points? Point number one, operation. Point number two, what are the inputs? Next, return type. Next, exception. Return type and then exception. Then following by then accessibility modifier and execution level modifier. So totally what is the syntax for creating method? Accessibility modifier, execution level modifier, return type, method name, parameter list, throws, exception list. Okay. Now with this syntax, we need to build our operation. Now I want to create a method to perform adding two numbers. Then method name is what? Add. Method parameters are int. How many parameters? Depends on how many values you want to add. Generally, we will add two values or two values. Okay. Now, I want to display the result after addition operation. Then method return type should be? I want to display. Method return type should be y. I want to return the result. Then, online students, can you hear me? Then why you are not replying? Why you are silent? Try to answer. Next. So if I don't want return result, just I want to display, then we have to use what? Return type y. If I want to return the result, then the return type should be the result type, that is int. Okay. Next question. I want to perform operation for one employee object to increase his salary. Then what the method parameter? I want to perform operation for an employee object to increase his salary. What the name of the method? Increase salary. Increase salary. What is the parameter I have to take? Earlier you want to perform operations for integer number. That's why parameters are what? Int. Now you want to perform operations for object. Which class object? Employer. Then the method parameter should be what? Employer. Okay. Now I am taking one employee object. I want to clone this employee object. What is the meaning of cloning? Cloning means create a new employee object with the same data available in the existing object. I am passing employee 1 object to you. Create employee 2 object with the values available in employee 1. That's called what? Cloning operation. How can I do that? First, what do you do now? You have to create method with what name? Clone. Some clone method you can call. And the parameter what you are taking? Employee emp or employee e. Then inside the method, what logic I should write? Employee e2 equal to new employee. Then employee object is created with the default values. Am I right? Then what I should do? I should copy values of the object available in the argument object. Argument object, and I hope you are seeing parameter, right? Now the values available in the method parameter must be copied into this new object. What logic I should write down? You want to copy into which object? E2. Then what statement I should write? E2 dot ENO equal to E1 dot ENO. You need to copy values from argument object into a new object. So e2.no equal to e1.eno, e2.ename equal to e1.ename, E2 dot salary equal to E1 dot salary, E2 dot department equal E1 dot department. All values available in argument object, you copy into employee object. Then I have two options here. So first you understand parameter. Do you understand the operation, cloning operation? Cloning is nothing but create new object, copy values from previous object into this object. Next point. After creating this object, what you want to do? I want to return this employee or return this new employee object. If you want return new employee object, what is the return type of the method should be? Employee. Return type of the method should be what? Employee. Earlier you want to return integer. So return type is what? In. Now you want return what? Employee object. So the return type should be what? Employee. Okay. Okay. Now, next question I'm asking. All you people understand this method? Okay, now I define this method. After defining this method, I need to call this method in another class, na? I am defining method for not for my sake, for other programmer sake. Then other programmer must call this method. So to call this method compulsory must create one employee object and then call this clone method by passing that employee object as an argument. Are you catching my point? Then when you pass that object as an argument, then next what happened, tell me? Control will go into that method, perform clone operation, create new employee object, perform clone operation, return that employee object to the calling method. Then the method caller, what he has to do? He must store that employee object reference in the local variable. Na? Yesterday, when you call add method return value we store in the local variable, int result equal to. Like that, what I should write? Employee E2 equal to clone of, what you write now? E1. Samajh mein aaya? Right? So what happened? E1 object is cloned and new object is returned to E2 variable. Tell me, E1 double equal to E2 returns true na false? E1 double equal to E2 returns true na false? True na? False? False or true? What double equal to operator compare? Data of the objects are reference of the objects are. E1 reference, E2 reference same. There are two different physical objects. Na? Their reference will be different. Then double equal to returns what? False. So the objects physically different, but their data is what? Same. Clear? Let us try to develop this example so that you can revise the chapter and we'll go for next topic. Develop a program. Develop a program to clone employee. Clone means new object with same data. New object with same data. Develop a program to clone employee object you must develop your own method. Do not use predefined method. There is a clone method, predefined method is they're called clone. Understand? Create method with the name EMP clone. Can you develop or I should help? First, what class you're writing? Employee. In the class employee, what method you are writing? I mean, properties are what? Int, employee number, string, employee name, string department, double salary. Okay. Where you must define that EMP clone method? In a class college or in the class employee? Class employee or class college? Class college. Employee clone operation is of college class or employee clone operation is of employee class? It is employee class, right? It is not college class. So this, before you are defining method, you must ask a question. This operation is of which object? Employee object. Then where I should define that method? Employee class. Is that everyone understand? Right. So here I should define the method. Static or non-static? Static. Then you are calling this method by passing employee object as an argument, na? When you're passing as an argument, it should be what? Static. When I should create a method as a static method, if the method is working with parameter, then you have to take it method as what? Static. Employee, return type is what? Employee, static employee, method name is what? EMP clone, open bracket, closed bracket. I must take parameter what? Employee. Everyone understand? Right. Why I am taking this method as a static? This methodology is working with object. It is working for the object. When a method is working for object, what you have to do? You must take the method as static. Okay. Do we need to throw any exception here? No. Okay. Then here what logic I should write? Employee E. Can I say E2? Equal to new employee. E2 and always you feel that second object. So if I create in third object E3, if I create in fourth object E4, can I take like this? Clone? Can I take the variable as a clone? Okay, employee clone equal to new employee. Then what logic I should write? Tell me. The parameter E will be pointing to one employee object. Are you following? The past parameter E will be pointing to one employee object. Now this E pointing object data must be copied into this clone object. Then what I should write? Clone equal to E. Clone equal to E. Is it a clone operation or assignment operation? It is assignment. What is the meaning of it? E variable reference is copied into what? Clone. Then the clone variable pointing to new object or past argument object? Everyone answering? Right. Past argument object. Then is that assignment operation you want or clone operation you want? Clone. Clone means we have to copy data. Means what I write? Clone dot employee number equal to E dot employee number. Clone dot employee name equal to employee name. Clone dot department equal to E dot department. clone dot salary equal to E dot salary. Sir, what is the need of cloning operation, sir? Why you are teaching this concept? Okay. Do you know there is one president called Kim? South Korea, na? South Korea, Kim president has a clone, you know. Body clone, clone. So olden days, you know, yeah, Korea, na, whatever. Olden days, kings are always having what he their clone. So who is coming? Is it a original king or a duplicate king? No, to escape from the enemies, people used to maintain 3-4 clones. Okay, same way in Java also, sometimes we need to perform what? Cloning operation means I want a new object with old object data. So the scenario I will tell in the coming classes. At this stage, not required. So I don't want to dig more. If at all in the coming days we required, we will write the code like this. That's it. Okay, na? Right situation I will tell in the coming classes. At this stage, you cannot understand if you go more deep. Then after cloning completed, what I should do? I should return clone. I should return clone. That's it. This is a simple method I ask you to develop. Clear? Copy if you have not written. Completed? Okay. How to call this method? Class college. Here, let's take main method, public static void main of string array args. So did you notice here in this method we have used accessibility modifier default, execution level modifier static, and return type other than void, reference data type, method name, and then parameter list. Okay, na? Right, parameter we taken, throws exception not required. So in this program we have used almost all parts of the method, and I have yesterday class, last class I taught primitive data type based return type. In this program I have explained reference data type based return type and parameter. Both we have used return type and parameter. And next example I am changing this method. Actually this method is a wrong design. Okay, now this method is a wrong design. So I'm going to redevelop this program one more time for your understanding. Now then there onwards we are following that design. We don't follow this is static method design. In static method design, one small problem is there. That problem I want you understand. That's why I taken this design. From this problem, I'll introduce the solution. Okay. Now tell me, inside main method, now here I have to call that EMP clone method. How can I write? First of all, I should create one employee object. Na? Why? I have to pass argument. Employee object. To call this method, I have to pass employee object as argument. I'm creating employee E1 equal to new employee. And I should initialize this object with the initial values. Na? ENO equal to 101. E1 dot ename equal to double quotes. Any name you can take. E1 dot course. E1 dot department equal to core Java. Next, E1 dot salary equal to what happened? Salary okay. And the 1 lakh. Only 1 lakh. Let me add one more number. At least in the program, let me add here. Right. So now, in Amiripet, there are so many clones of me, you know. E1, sorry, what I write now? Employee dot EMP clone of what they're writing? E1. Okay, na? Employee E2 equal to employee dot EMP clone of E1. Then what happened here? Tell me. Employee clone method, employee class, employee clone method is called by passing what? E1 object. Then into this method parameter, new object is created and passed. The same object reference passed. What is this object reference? 10. Here when I call, what is the reference is passing? What is reference is passing? 10. Inside E variable, what is stored? 10. Already following? Then the parameter E is pointing to the same object created in main method. Everyone agreed? All people accepted this point? Then inside this method, when you write E dot, whose values we are reading here? The same main method employee object values we are reading. And here inside this method, this is what object? 2020. Now tell me, here the employee numbers are storing in which object? 2020. Reading from which object? 1010. 1010 values are read and stored in 2020 object. And what is returning from here? 2020. Then what is coming back to E2 variable and stored? 2020. Everyone understand? Any confusions? Confusion, please ask. I'll explain again. Only I'll explain to your confusions. I don't explain again to all the topic. Here I'm writing system.out.println of E1 double equal to E2. Tell me what value will get? True or false? False. Don't ask me explain again. Please ask your doubts. I shown the program. I shown the things. Where is the doubt? You please ask. I'll explain. Okay. Don't say please again. I don't repeat again. Okay. I don't have energy to. E1 double equal to E2. False. Why? E1 pointing to which object? 1010. E2 pointing to which object? 2020. But their data is different or same data? Now I'm displaying E1 object and E2 object data. Okay, na? E1 object and E2 object data. How I am displaying side by side? E1 dot employee number plus double quote plus E2 dot employee number. E1 dot employee name, E2 dot employee name. E1 dot department and E2 dot department. E1 dot salary and E2 dot salary. Let me take here /2. A kind of tabular form I am displaying. Okay, now? Next tell. I have a question. Everyone answer. If I modify data in E2 object, is there any effect to E1 object? Why? Both are physically different objects. Both are physically different objects. Tell me, if anyone is cloning me, you all my clones only, na? No, na. Yeah, you are all my clones only. But is your name is same as my name? First you are copying, you want to become Hare Krishna, right? You want to become Hare Krishna in Core Java department with the same salary. But when you want to go into the market, after the course completed, when you go into the market, you will not go with the HK. With the same Core Java knowledge, but not with the name HK. So I want to change E2 object name, E2 dot name, ename. Ename equal to, who is our clone? Balai Babu. Okay, na? Right. E2 dot salary equal to, tell me, will you get salary of 10 lakhs? No, you will get 1,000 rupees. Assume, yeah, no problem. Okay. Right. So 10,000 or 20,000. Okay, whatever. Now I want to do these two changes. Okay. Remaining all same. Even employee number also you can take same number, because when you change in the company, very good. Another company, when you get job, your employee number maybe starts with what same or not one. Okay. Let me display the same data here. Okay. And what is the output we will get? So now tell me, here output will be E1 data change will not be there, but E2 data change will be there. So when you create an object, new object, when you do changes, the modifications are not affected to another object or original object. Clear? Right on this program. So you have to visualize that entire references. New object or old object. So the visualization is most important. That's why from the variables chapter onwards, I am saying, Babu, memory diagram, memory diagram, memory diagram. You don't care about my statements. Sir, everyone, hope you understand this example. Done? Which object you are changing here? Original object or cloned object? Changing the cloned object data. Okay, what a beautiful question asked. Divyansh. Single equal to for storing, double equal to for comparing. Comparing object references. Completed? Huh? Rohit Kumar. Both are same physical objects or different objects? Guys, completed writing? Okay. Can you try to draw memory diagram for this program so that you clearly understand what happening background? Work from where? Below. You have to start working from where? From main method. Main method first statement. Start everyone. This one program should make you understand complete Java. From here onwards, every day we are working on this diagram only. Okay. So if now also if you are not trying to understand, I cannot do anything. Simply I will continue the syllabus. This is the third time or fourth time I am explaining. Please all the people participate. First program entry point is college class main method. Inside main method what you did? Watching or doing? Do. Not in my screen, not on my screen, in your notes. You complete and tell me, I will write. Please, everyone work. Online students, you also, don't watch. This is the last program. I'm explaining on memory. Next coming days, I will only talk object created, references, this, that, this, okay? I don't draw memory diagram every day. What happened here? Even variable memory created. Next. Next. Object reference, object is created. What the reference of this object? 1010. ENO, e-name, department, salary. In data type chapter, I have explained so many examples on memory. I thought of, no need to spend much time on memory diagram, but you students are, everything forgot. First default values will be there. 0. Then reference store 1010 in E1 point. Any confusion up to here? Nitin, watching? Nitina, Nikit. Babu Nikit, are you watching? Nikit, are you there? Okay, do one thing now. Take your notes, photo, send to my mobile number. Now immediately I'm waiting. WhatsApp. Take photo of your book. What you have written here. Send the screenshot to my mobile number. I'm waiting. WhatsApp. Send me WhatsApp. Guys, next tell me, next steps what? These lines. What these lines are doing? Changing the values. 0 replace with 101. Null replace with department replace with CJ. And salary replace with 1 lakh or 10 lakhs? Emura 1 lakh you are saying. Zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.0. Nikit, what are you doing? I'm waiting. Do you have my number? Are you there all? Left a class. Good. Very good. Continue. So start using your brain. Okay, now don't only follow me. You also start use your brain. If you use your brain, everything will work. If you're only following, nothing will come to you. Next step what? Danger step. Employee to equal to employee dot emp clone of E1, right? Tell me. E2 variable created, right? E2 variable created here. Next what happened? Here, side you have passed E1. Tell me, is E1 going? E1 object is going? E1 value is going? E1 value. What the value of E1? Excellent. The 10 is passed to where? Employee class. It's going to employee class emp clone method. Everyone understand? When you call a method by passing an object reference, what will be passed? Reference of the object will be passed, but not actual object. Object will not be passed. Object reference will be passed. And the reference will go on to store inside method parameter. This is the method. Reference will go on store inside method parameter. All people know na? Inside a method, what is the first statement executed? Parameter. So parameter created, reference is stored, and it is pointing to this object only na? So tell me, from the main method E1, from the calling method E, both are pointing to same object. Okay na guys? Any confusions? Can you do these steps by your own? Try. If you enable, then I will help you. Totally 3 steps are here. What these 3 steps? In these 3 steps, what are you doing? Check once. What happened? Tell me here. First, clone variable is created, right? Then next step, what happened? Object is created with reference 2020. Okay, tell me now onwards, if I say new object created with reference 1010, another new object is created with reference 2020, can you visualize the diagrams? So that capacity already gave you in the data type chapter. I don't know why all the people forgot. We practice very complicated objects. This is a very small budget object, no complication, no tough. You guys all forgot, I don't know why. So recollect once the data type chapter, you open your notes and recheck once what you have learned. Very complicated diagrams we learned. That time I was very happy you learning everything easily. But today you are now fully become Gajni. Any programming language you take, any database you take, everywhere you are working with what? Return type parameters or return type parameters. So that passing object and returning object, if you catch, then language is completed. Null, department is null, and salary 0.0. Now 2020 stored in clone variable pointing to. Tell me, in a clone, what the meaning of clone? Create new object. And then next step what? Copy the data from previous object. Here to here. What happened? Data is copied. Data is copied. Okay. Here data is copied. Now tell me, copy the data. Employee number 101. Employee name HK. And it is core Java. And the salary 10 lakhs. Next step what? Return clone. What the meaning of return clone? Clone return, clone value return. What the clone value? 2020 taken, given to return keyword. Then return keyword, return that clone value, return that reference via employee reference. And we'll go to calling method. What the calling method here? Here 2020 came. And the 2020 now assigned to whom? E2 variable. Babu, all you understand? Now we need to variable 2020 store. And it is pointing to this object. Tell me, once control come out of the method, is this reference variable still there? Is this parameter still there? Reference to E1 object, reference to 2020 from clone is destroyed. Now, from the main method, how many references are holding now? Only 2. First object is holding by E1. Now the new object is holding by E2. Now with E1 I can come to here, with E2 I can come here. All other references, arrow marks, everything is gone. Tell me, what is E1 value now? 1010. What is E2 value? 2020. Then the double equal to operator returns what? False. Okay, now understood? Downlines, you understand yourself. E1 object value coming from 1010 object. E2 dot values are coming from 2020. So the data is what? Same. Because we copied. Can you perform these operations? Values are storing in which object? 10 or 20? HK replace with BK. Department is same. Salary replace with 10,000. So hope you all understand diagram. Shall I remove it? Online students, still any doubts? Okay, observe now, compile successfully. Execute. Yeah, look at here, we are getting output. Let me add one more /t. Please look at here, expected output came or not? False. Even object data, E2 object data is same because of cloning. Even object data, E2 object data got changed. And any change to even object? No, because they are two physically different objects. So now I'm expecting all the people, please confirm, did you get confidence on working with return type and parameter of any type of methods? I mean, any type of either primitive data type or reference data type. Okay. So let me complete. Any pending entry questions, let me check and we'll go for next topic. So these are all points you have to learn. First point, need of this chapter, learning how to create our own method. The method can be, the method we develop either for performing business operation or for performing mathematical operation or object operation. If you want to perform business operation, you must use method as a non-static. If you want to perform mathematical operation, you must use method as a static. Next, what is a method? Why method? You understood. How to create method also we understood. Method creation terminology. While working with method, you have a small terminology. Let me quickly tell you that. You know already, but little points. There are some words you have to aware. Okay, these are the words you must know. Jitendra, so try to question yourself. You will find answer. Okay. After go to home, after class completed, open the notes, write the diagram again. Try to work out yourself. Okay, na? I cannot educate more than this. I don't think so. You are that much a dumb fellow. Okay. You are not a dumb fellow. You are a lazy fellow. You are not focusing. That is only the problem. Focus. Come on, guys. There are some words. Method terminology. Prototype, body and logic, signature, parameter argument, method name, return type, modifiers. Eighth one is there, exception also. Okay, tell me, are all the people are understood these words? Only 2 words or 3 words you don't know. Number 1, prototype. So what is a prototype? The head part of the method is called prototype. Every method is divided into 2 parts. This is the method, method syntax, right? Accessibility modifier, execution level modifier, return type, method name, parameter list, throws, exception list, open bracket, closed bracket. Now, if you take your body, your head to down, bottom legs, your body divided into 2 parts, head, neck, and down body. So the neck is connecting head and body, right? Now that neck, if you leave it, the head portion of the method, this is the head portion. And this is the body portion. Okay. The head portion of the method is technically called prototype. We don't call it head to head. We call it as what? Prototype. Show me your face in real life. Right? So if you want to talk to the method, show me your prototype, we will call you. Okay. If you want to call a method, what knowledge, what information you should have, prototype. The next, open bracket, close bracket, what we call it as body. The place between or the region between open bracket to closed bracket is called what? Body. Okay. Next. Now the question. The statements placed inside the method body is called what? Logic. The 3 words understand? So what is prototype? Where is this? What is prototype? What is body? What is logic? What is prototype? The head portion of the method is technically called prototype that contains accessibility modifier, execution level modifiers, return type, method name, parameter list, throws, exception list. The region between open bracket to closed bracket is called logic. And then the statements placed in the body is called what? Hey, open bracket, closed bracket region is called what? Body. Statements placed in the body is called logic. Okay, next one. Look at here. There is something called method name and parameters. Tell me, to call a method, do we need this entire information of the method? Not required. To call a method, we required only method name and parameters list. That's it. Okay, na? So now this method name and parameter list together is called what? Signature. So some people say only parameters are signature. That is wrong. Both method name and parameter together is called what? Signature. Second point. Third point. Tell me, here if you write something in the parenthesis is called what? Parameter. The variables declared in the method parenthesis are called what? Parameters. Okay. Parameters contain 2 parts. Parameter type and parameter name. Okay, nice. The next, what we write here, return type. What is the return type? The data type. Int, double, float, employee, sample are called what? Return type. The data type placed in the prototype before method name is called what? Return type. Return type is used for specifying what type of value we are returning from this method. If you don't want to return any value, we must use return type void. Next, what is modifier? AM and ELM both together called what? Modifier. A keyword that set permissions to access and permissions to execute is called what? Modifier. Clear my point? Now look at the other points: prototype, body, logic, signature, parameter, argument. I forgot argument. What's the meaning of argument? Argument is nothing but the value or the object. The value or the object we are passing as an input to the method parameter. The value or the object we are passing as input to method parameter to execute method logic is called what? Argument. So don't have confusion. In method definition, what is there? Parameter. In method calling line, what will be there? Argument. Method name, return type, throws, exception, modifier. Right. So develop a program with a method to show all above parts. And tell me here, identify what is prototype. Public static void, add int a comma int b. What is body? Open bracket, closed bracket. What is logic? Int c SOPL. What is signature? Add of int a comma int b. What are the parameters? What is return type? Void. Okay. Sorry. What is the argument? Argument means method calling, right? Arguments, method calling. First, I have to consider calling method. To call a method, what I have to consider? The class and the type of the method, static and its name. Addition dot add up. Parameters, what? Int a comma int b. I should pass what? Arguments. 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 6 are the inputs to the parameter. 5 and 6 are the two arguments. So now what you call 5 and 6 as argument. Next, what the method name? Add. What the void? Return type. Why I'm taking return type? Void. Because I don't want a return result. Okay. Now what is static? What is public? Accessibility modifier. We are specifying this method can be called anywhere. What is the static execution level modifier? So we are informing to other programmer this method can be called by using class name. Hope you all understand. Right. So because this method is static, we are able to call the method directly by using class name. If it's a non-static, we must create object. So come to the main method. So can I apply all the parts in the main method? Now public static void string error throws exception is called prototype. And open bracket, close bracket, pod. Yes, new string array as signature. Okay, string array as parameter. String array parameter type, args is parameter name. Now how to call main method? What the parameter of main method? Array. So you must pass what? Array object. In our EMP clone method parameter is what? Employee E1. So then I have to pass what? Employee class object. Here, what is the main method parameter? String array. So we should pass what? String array object. How to create array object? New string of 0. How to create employee object? New employee. So how to create array? New string of array means how many locations? 0 locations I want. Dummy object, empty object I am create. Then this array object passed as an argument and stored in args. That means here main method to main method calling to main method definition to ask new string of 0 will passed or background array object reference passed. Background array object is created and its reference is passed. Okay. Then main method name and void return type, static execution level modifier, public accessibility modifier. Is it clear? You know, in volume 1A textbook, after variables, you have methods chapter. No. Before variables chapter, we have methods. First methods is there, then variables will be there. In methods chapter, read second and third page. Whatever I have shown, all points are clearly documented. Okay, na? Same diagrams. As it is, same diagrams are there. Okay, so we understood method creation terminology. So what the terminology we have? 7. Actually, 8th one is what? Exception. Okay. Next. Now, while creating method, we will come across these words. Method declaration, method definition, method accessing or invoking or calling, calling method and called method. In variables, you have come across these words: variable declaration, variable definition, variable accessing for initializing, accessing for assigning, accessing for reading. Assigning for modifying, assigning, accessing for initializing, accessing for modifying, accessing for reading. Method we will access for all 4 operations or 3 operations. Access for initializing called method implementation. Accessing for modifying called method overriding. Accessing for reading is called execution. That is called method accessing or calling or invoking. All are catching my point, right? So we will call method also for 3 purpose. We'll access method also for 3 purpose. Either for adding the body first time or changing the body or executing the logic. So these 3 parts little heavy. You cannot understand at this stage. That's why I'm introducing the words and explain the coming classes. Okay, na? Right. Then next. Now in this chapter you have to learn these 4 points. First one, what is method declaration? Declaration means creating new method. Na? Do you remember variable declaration and int x semicolon? You are creating variable with value, without value, without value. Same thing. If we create a new method without implementation body, means only with a prototype. We call this method as what? Declaration. Method declaration is also called as abstract method, because to declare method we must use abstract keyword. Online students, are you able to hear me? I hope I am not teaching only to offline students. All are in a deep listening mode. Okay, enjoy. Method declaration is also called what? Abstract method, because to create method without a definition, I must use the keyword called what? Abstract. Now look at that. If you want to only create a method with a prototype, I have to use the keyword abstract and ends with what? Semicolon. Samajh mein aaya? Sir, what the purpose of this method? None of your business. This way also we can create method. Okay. In abstraction chapter, we will learn that point. Okay. The next, what is method definition? Definition means what? With value. What the value of a method? Body. If we create a new method with an implementation body, we call it as what? Method definition. Declaration means no body. Definition means what? Body. A method definition is also called as what? Concrete method. Do you know concrete means? Concrete means sand, cement, what is that? Chippa. Telugulo mana gulagaralu antam kada. Aggregates, okay, small, stones, and then what? Water, all mixing it, right? Mixing is called what? Concrete. And directly we can use it for building one building, constructing one wall. Constructing for wall or roof or, floor, we use that concrete. That means concrete is for ready to use. Abstract is ready to use, No. Abstract means all are individual. Sand, cement, water. That, chips separately. Chips and not eating chips. The small, stones are called what? Chips. All are separately are there. Okay. Now, they are not readily to use. We have to mix them all, make them a one usable thing. Is called what? Concrete. Tell me, the method with logic is ready to use or not? That's why method definition is also called what? Concrete. So concrete method can have abstract keyword? No, because abstract means no body. Concrete means body. Both are opposite. Okay. The rule in method definition, we cannot use the modifier abstract. Then next, method calling. Method invoking or method calling. Tell me, you are accessing a method to execute its logic is called what? Method invoking. Accessing a method to execute its logic. I must ask the compiler, compiler, go to this method and execute that method. Only with the name can I call the method? No. Because in Java, we can define multiple methods with the same name. That concept is called what? Method overloading. You know already. That is called method overloading. Okay. So method invocation. Look at that. Now M1 method. I declared a, defined a, calling a. M1 method. What I did in that box. Declared a, defined a, calling a. Why you are saying defined? Because we have created a new method with a body. So it is called what? Declare or define? Define. Declare ante body should not be there. Main method, declared or defined? Defined. Empty method, defined or declared? Defined. When I run this class, are M1, M2 methods automatically executed? JVM by default call only main method. JVM doesn't call user defined methods. Are catching my point? You can create n number of methods in your class based on number of operations you want to perform. But JVM will not call user defined method. JVM will call only main method. Generally, people will use the word JVM executes main method. JVM executes main method. JVM doesn't execute main method. JVM calling main method. Ardhamautunda? So JVM call main method. Ardhamautunda meaning what? Hindi people. Ardhamautunda meaning what? समझ में आ रहा है? अर्धम औतुंदा समझ में आ रहा है? देन क्या बोलना? आया, आ रहा है. ओके, अर्धम औतुंदी. ओके, अर्धम औतुंदा क्वेश्चन, अर्धम औतुंदी आंसर, समझ में आ रहा है? हाँ आ रहा है. ओके, tell me, M1 method is defined, M2 method is defined, main method is defined. Just by defining methods, those methods are not automatically executed. A method is executed, any method is executed only by calling. JVM by default calls only main method. JVM calls only main method. So, M1, M2 methods are not executed because JVM is not calling. Then who is responsible to call user-defined methods or predefined methods to execute? Programmer. From where? In main method. Okay. Now, what is the output of this program? We'll get hi, how are you? I want to say hello. Hi, hello, how are you? And then what to do? We must call M1 to execute its logic. What the syntax to call method? Which method I want to call? M1. By passing argument or without passing argument? Then empty parenthesis I should. Andarki ardham avutunda? All people understanding? Sorry, feeling new? Okay, understand. It's kind of revision, right? If you feeling new, then already in the second floor. Okay. First floor ante maybe you can be saved yourself. Okay. Second floor. But don't write my name anywhere. Okay. Is it clear? Then tell me, what is this statement? Is it a method declaration? Method declaration. Okay, tell me, how can you differentiate from method declaration to method calling? How can I say it is not declared, it is a calling? Excellent. Declare means what? Creating new method. To create a method or variable, I must use data type, na? In method's point of view, data type or return type? How can I create a method? By using return type, right? Before method name, do you have return type? No. If you add a return type, then that is not calling, that is what? Declaration. Okay, tell me. I call M1 method, then control, what happened when I call method? Currently running method execution is passed. Control will go out of the method and go to the definition of the method. Definition ante open bracket, closed bracket. Logic executed, output is displayed. Hello. Hello. Output I am reading, Rava, I am not asking you. Hello is coming. Then after method execution, what happened? Control, come back. Method logic execution completed. The statement is placed in the main method. After M1 method executed or not? Yes. Continued, remaining statements execution completed. What is a method invocation? Sending control to a method body to execute its logic is called. When we call a method, currently running method execution is passed. Who is the currently running method? Main method. Control is sent to this called method. Who is called method? M1 method. This called method logic is executed. After method execution is completed, control is returned to calling method. Who is calling method? Main method. The rest of the statements placed in the calling method are executed. Here we can consider main method as a calling method and M1 method as a called method. All people look at me and answer. When you call method, passing arguments are mandatory or optional? Already answer there. That's why I ask you, don't look at there. Arguments are mandatory or optional or depending on parameters. If parameters are there, you must pass arguments. If parameters are not there, you must not pass argument. Look at here. So main method is called calling method. M1 method is called what? Called method. Because main method is calling, so it is called what? Calling. M1 method is called by. That's what is called what? Called. Rama killed Ravana. Ravana killed by Rama. Faculty is scolding student. You are very super in English, huh? Active voice, passive voice, direct speech, indirect speech, right? So main method is calling M1. That's what is called what? Calling method. Tell me, when you call a method, when you write M1 like this, what compiler understand? Already you understood, just I am giving the details. That's it. Compiler and JVM activities in method calling a statement. Very important statement, sir. Already we experienced it. Just I am putting all the points at one place as a revision. For example, in the statement M1 of 5, M1 of double quotes, a method calls. What compiler do tell me? Compiler come across this statement. What it understood? Search. Compiler always execute a search. JVM. Compiler search for which M1? Compiler search for no param M1 method. Definition or declaration? Declaration. Compiler work with always declarations. Compiler doesn't know about logic. Compiler doesn't know about values of the variables. When you access a variable or when you access a method, compiler always only search for what? Declaration. Tell me. Compiler search for no param M1 method. Where? Did I use any reference here? When I don't use any reference, compiler search in where? Which class? Same class in which we call M1 method. Are you catching my point? In a previous example, in previous example, I call M1. Then what happened? Do you have any reference here? No. I called M1 method in which method? Main. I defined main method in which class? Example. Then compiler searching for no parameter M1 method in which class? Same class. Example. Understand? And tell me what the meaning of it. Search for no parameter M1 method in same class. Found, link and come. If not found, throw error. Tell me now here. Search for array 5 is what type, Prabhu? Search for int parameter M1 method in current class. Don't use the word same. Same in Java is what? Current. In English, same. In Java, current. Repeat again this statement. Search for no parameter M1 method in current class. Second, search for third, search for string parameter M1 method in current class. Excellent. Compiler is responsible for searching the method declaration or definition with M1 of no param, M1 of int param, and M1 of string param signatures. If method definition or declaration is available, compile define dot class file is generate. If not found, compiler will throw error. Cannot find symbol. If methods are called without reference as directly like that, compiler search for those method declaration in the current class in which we call this method. If I call with reference, then search in current class or reference class? What is the reference type? E1 is the reference variable. What its type? I gave here two names, example, sample. E1 reference is example or sample? Example, not sample. E1 object is, E1 reference type is Even type is example. Even type is example. Even object is same. Compiler work with values are types are. Compiler doesn't work with value side. Work with only variable type side. Tell me. When you call e1.m1, compiler search for no parameter m1 method in which class? E1 class. What the E1 class? Example. Wonderful. Next statement. Compiler search for int parameter m1 method in example class. Compiler search for string parameter m1 method in example class. Excellent. All the people understood? Huh? So today onwards, whenever I see method call, you must not confuse. Okay? Right. Then what is the JVM responsibility? JVM is responsible for search and leave, search and executor. Like a compiler, JVM also search the invoked methods declaration in referenced variable E1 class example. If method is found in reference variable E1 example, it is executed, else it will throw error. Okay, now look at this method. What did you understand by seeing? Can you please try to call this M1 method from your main method class? Write down. Develop test class. Develop test class to execute. Develop test class to execute. Develop test class to execute below method. Completed? Only that much written, calling also. Everyone, can you able to call method? Tell me. Where did you write main method? In the same example class or test class? Okay. Method is static or non-static? Why? Why I have created method as static? The method is working on parameter. If method is working on parameter, we must choose method as static. Okay. If method is working on non-static variable data, then method must be created as what? Non-static. More clarity will get in the next chapter. Okay. So next chapter I'll explain you that. Okay. Now tell me, I want to call this M1 method in another class. To call in another class, how many points you have to consider? Prototype. Number one, I should consider that method as a private or non-private. It is a private or non-private? Why? Accessibility modifier is default. So can I call in another class? Yes. Next point, we have to call with a class name or object. Class name. Why? Because it is static. I should call this method by assigning to variable or directly as a single statement. As a why? Because the method is void. You cannot assign to variable, right? Because it's what? Void. Not returning any value. You have to consider all these points. Okay. Right. This is the second time or third time I am explaining. Please try to one time participate and remember. Return type is void. So you must call this method as a single statement. Next. Method name is what? M1. What I should consider to call next is signature. Signature is what? Method name only na method name on parameter. What the parameter type? String. I have to pass argument what? String object. Then why you are saying string? String and a word? String. string string. You want to pass a string or string object? Now how can you create string objects? Two ways. By literal and using new keyword. Can I create object by using new keyword directly without literal? No. So directly we use what? Literal. Tell me how to call this M1 method. Class name dot example dot M1 of string what? Literal you have to pass. Double quotes ABC. If I write test class like this, is example class M1 method executed? No. Only output will get test main and test main end. Now I want to call M1. This is the signature of the M1 method. M1 of double quotes I executed. Executed or not executed? Why? Class name is not there. Okay, if I don't use a class name, what is the problem? Compiler search for string parameter M1 method in current class. Who is the current class? Test. Okay. Now you have to write what? Class name. Example dot M1 of double quotes high. Then control will go to which class? Example class. Search for which method? Search for which method? Not search for M1. Search for M1 of string. Search for M1 of string. Understand? Right. Now example dot M1 of high when you write search for M1 of string. Then now first step in every method, what will be executed? Parameter. Now parameter MSG is created. High is passed as an argument, stored in parameter. MSG created, stored high. Then logic executed SOPL and MSG, the message high displayed on console. Any confusion? Have you written the flow of execution like this in your notes? Have you written Rasera? Or just you call the method and leaving her? Did you execute method? No. You are just called and left. So you are a programmer. Then who will be a compiler and JVM? I should come to your notes and write. Write on. Tell the flow of execution also. Habituate flow of execution. Don't just call the method and don't sit silently. So change your attitude. You have to work with memory. Completed? The old HK is teaching. Why more? Completed? Tell me, once method execution completed, control come out. Then what happened? When control come out, the parameter memory is destroyed. Okay. Can I call this M1 method one more time? Yes or no? I can call one more time. Example.M1 of hello. Either by passing same value high or some other value also. Always you must habituate learning method callings minimum 2 times and objects also minimum 2 objects. Generally in textbooks or in other classes, people will teach only calling method 1 time and working with only 1 object. That is a wrong learning process. Always you should focus in the real life, real time. In real life, one software we are accessing 1 time or many times? Many times. Are we creating 1 product or many products? Many products, many accounts, many bikes. So always habituate working with what? More than 1. So that's a good programming practice. Okay. And now tell me, when you call example.M1 of hello, what will happen now? Control will go to what? M1 method. Compiler searching for string parameter M1 method in example class found. Then JVM execute this method by passing argument. Stored in a parameter again. I hope you remember this topic. In variables shop reveal, as many times you call the method, those many times parameter memory created repeatedly. And then control come out of that method by passing, by destroying, the logic executed, output hello displayed. Then control come out of the method, parameter is destroyed. Then the next line executed, output, rest of the statements available, the method is executed, output displayed, main method completed, class complete. This is how you have to practice methods. Write on the second and call also method. Always habituate calling 2 times. All are you confident now calling method and linking the method call with method definition? Okay, we have understood the flow of execution with what? Static method. Now we have to understand the flow of execution with non-static method. Okay, we will understand non-static method in the next chapter. Okay, this is, you can easily understand, not a big deal. Okay, so with this we have completed methods chapter main points, and we have still 1 more day of discussion on methods. Some conclusion points and types of method discussion is there. So that we'll do in tomorrow, and we'll wind up this methods chapter. We'll go for non-static methods, execution flow. While working with non-static methods, we have a variable called what? This variable. Why this variable is there? All points we'll discuss. Okay. Tomorrow class is more interesting and more important. Please don't miss tomorrow class. Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow.